people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Manchester United v Liverpool, it's the big one and it's live on Sky Sport. Let's go, come on. First and foremost, just a shout out to my brother for exposing my beauty, no jokes aside, because the lighting is finally decent in my room. Anyways, that's aside. Manchester United v Liverpool, Anfield. If you're new here, subscribe, drop a like, let's flipping go for the preview. Man United win, let's fucking go. Anyways, take care people, enjoy your day. Joking, I'm flipping joking, man. Relax, man. Relax. I'm back. Anyways, first and foremost, yes, I did not react to the Chelsea game. Man has been ill. Man has been setting up the light system. I'm just making excuses. Apologies in advance, but we are flipping back. So, like I said, if you're new here, fucking subscribe, bro. Subscribe. Anyways, I'm getting too carried away here because man is pumped about this game because it is a massive game. Spurs have just bottled it against Burnley. Spurs doing what they do best, drawing, losing, just the standard Spurs, just Spursing it up basically. Anyways, yeah, Spurs lose 2-1, which means if we beat Liverpool, we are only 6 points behind Spurs, which, to be fair to us, is a massive feat, to be honest with you. But let's talk about this game first and foremost. Rumours about Martial and Lingard. Obviously, we want both of them to be playing. I don't really think, you know, it's wishful thinking to think that they're going to be playing, to be quite frankly honest with you. I just think it's a bit of mind games on Solskjaer's part. To be honest with you, you know, if they are playing, that's an unbelievable boost for us. You saw against Chelsea, we played a different way with Lukaku and Rashford up top, with Mata playing in the false nine, and that, to be fair, worked. Well, it worked quite successfully, I've got to say. However, for me personally, if we have Martial and Lingard, it's a completely different, you know, kettle of fish, so to speak. But just the game in general, they're going to be more scared with the threat we have going forward, especially on the break. The pace that we have got with Martial and Lingard and Rashford going forward is devastating. In saying that, likewise for their front three, Firmino, Mane and Salah all coming into this game not particularly in the best vein of form. You saw against Bayern Munich, they weren't particularly fantastic. I know they had a couple of decent moments in the first half, but the second half was very much a ball fest. The game prior, I can't remember who they beat, but I know they beat them comfortably. But the couple of games prior to that, they've just been drawing. So Liverpool aren't actually coming to this game with a lot of form. I suppose you could argue a draw would be a good result from away from home because we still have to play Man City. But let's look at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, this is our opportunity to stop Liverpool from winning the league. It's as simple as that. You know, it means so much to the fans that Liverpool aren't, well, Liverpool don't win the league basically. It means, hopefully it means the same to the players. I'm pretty sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will have drilled that into the players. He has quite clearly said this is Liverpool. It means a lot to the fans as well as him as staff and of course the players. So that is also very good to hear from the manager under Jose Mourinho. He kind of played it down, which I suppose it works both ways to an extent. But for me personally, it needs to be emphasised. We have to come out fighting like we did against Chelsea if we've got any chance to get anything out of this game, in particular if Martial and Lingard are not playing. For me personally, bearing in mind that Lingard and Martial are rumoured to be fit, I don't think they will be. I think it's mind game. Hopefully Martial will be on the bench and potentially can come on to cause a threat. But bearing that all in mind, I'm going to go for the exact same team. I thought Smalling was absolutely fantastic, and therefore he doesn't really need changing. I would literally play the exact same team. De Gea in there, Young, Smalling, Lindelof, Shaw, obviously the midfield three picked himself, and then I would put, in fact no, I'll change it slightly actually, sorry. I'll put Mate, Rashford and Alexis Sanchez. I know Alexis Sanchez isn't somebody who is massively liked by fans, but for me personally, he's just got more quality than Lukaku, regardless of either of their form. For me personally, Lukaku does not do enough. And if anything, Lukaku is going to play in Van Dijk's hands because we know Van Dijk is someone who likes a physical battle. He also is very good in the air. So I don't really see what threat Lukaku can really pose against the likes of Van Dijk, and in particular Matip as well, who's very good in the air as well. On the ground, obviously there's a different avenue for us to exploit, you know, trying to get in behind as often as we possibly can and stretch the play. You saw against Spurs, we were very much ruthless on the break and obviously exploiting the lack of pace that they do have. Although Alderweireld and Vertonghen are fantastic defenders, Rashford exploited Vertonghen's lack of pace and obviously getting that first goal, which was the deciding goal. That's the kind of sort of game I'm expecting from us. In particular, Rashford, for me personally, he's going to be the most important player for us. You saw against Chelsea, I know he did, well, I suppose he contributed to one of the goals, but just his overall play off the ball, he was consistently winning us free kicks, you know, trying to alleviate some pressure from us. He was outball every single time. Lukaku, on the other hand, pretty much the opposite. I'm not going to slag Lukaku off too much because I thought he still did okay, but I just think Alexis Sanchez will give us something that Lukaku can't offer us. Not only that pace, but that trickery as well, the ability to find a pass, that link-up play. That's something that we're going to really need in this game for me personally. So, hypothetically speaking, if Lingard and Martial are not fit for this game, which I don't think they will be, I would personally play Sanchez, Rashford with Matip in the false nine, exactly the same as the Chelsea system, but obviously Sanchez instead of Lukaku. I think that would work fantastically well. Matip for me was absolutely fantastic. I've been criticising him in practically every other game, saying I don't want him in the team unless he's playing in calm, and thankfully Solskjaer must have watched my video alongside the other 30 people and listened. Yeah, but obviously just going back to the obvious point, it's all about the passion for me. Like we saw on Chelsea, against Chelsea, should I say, Herrera for me was absolutely phenomenal. He showed his character, his leadership qualities. I love the fact that he went up to Alexis Sanchez towards the end of the game and just gave him that sort of extra sort of push. Even in his post-match press conference, he obviously added Sanchez's name to that alongside Pereira and McTominay, I believe. Just little things like that, just to give every single person in the squad a boost. But overall, Pogba was phenomenal. He was absolutely batting. Matic was very good. Every single player on that pitch against Chelsea was absolutely fantastic. Can't really fault anyone. The only person I can fault is Lukaku, but even then, that's been slightly picky because obviously he put in some sort of shift. Nevertheless, obviously we know how good Liverpool can be on the break. For me personally, I'm expecting Liverpool to be a bit more cautious because realistically speaking, we don't necessarily dominate the ball. We kind of like to play on the break as well. So it should be an interesting game. I'm expecting to be end to end, very similar to Arsenal and Man United game when it was literally you attack, we attack. Only difference is their defence is considerably better than ours. It is going to be a bit of a worry to see how Young gets on against their foe line. I know in previous seasons he's pocketed Salah, but this isn't the same Young for me that pocketed Salah. I think it might be last season or the year before. He has been found out quite a lot in the last couple of games. Although against Chelsea I thought he had a pretty decent game. It just frustrates me, his distribution is piss poor, but the threat that they have, I believe Wijnaldum is fit. Fabinho will also be playing in the middle of the park. Again, he's a very good player. Obviously, a lot of people want him on Man United. For me personally, I think he's definitely grown into that shirt now. When he first started, he wasn't as good. But for me personally, Wijnaldum is a very important part. It'll be interesting to see if they try and do a man marking job on obviously Pogba again. It'll be interesting to see who picks up Pogba, if it'll be Wijnaldum, Henderson or Fabinho. But they have got a lot of legs in the middle of the park. They've got a lot of energy. You saw against Chelsea, we won the midfield battle, hence why we won the game. But for me personally, that's why I think it would be very good if Mata does play in that calm position, because he has got the capabilities of retaining the ball in those sort of tight areas, which you saw against Chelsea, which was one of the reasons we were so devastated on the break, and also why we actually kept the ball quite well in the first half. Sadly, in the second half, we kind of lost that. And that is my main concern. We saw against Spurs, you saw against Chelsea in the second half to an extent, although they didn't cause much problems. We didn't really control the game as much as I would personally like. For me personally, if we allow Liverpool to control the game and consistently knock on the door, I would expect them to get a goal eventually. So it'd be interesting to see how we get on in the break, if we do actually offer us something consistently throughout the game. It's something that we saw under Jose Mourinho as well. We didn't really have an out ball consistently throughout the game, which is my major frustration. Although they don't really have the quality of player to pick out the pass, you see with the front three, they've definitely got the interchange and the fluidity in the front three. Obviously, we already know the strengths that Liverpool possess going forward. For me personally, again, it's important that our attackers stay as far up the pitch as we possibly can, because we want to peg back their full-backs. You saw against, I believe it was Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken, when Lukaku was playing up the right wing, and they said that he was cheating. Basically, Solskjaer took a gamble on it and said, look, you stay up, don't follow Kolasinac back, which gives their full-back another thought, or should I continue to go forward? If we lose the ball, they got potential to you know, break on us. That's something that we need to try to utilise, because Liverpool, Robertson, very, very good delivery from him, and I'm not sure if Arnold's going to be playing or not. I'm not sure if he's fully fit, but just Robertson, he loves to get forward. Yes, he's very good defensively, but in saying that, if we've got the pace in behind, we can definitely exploit their full-backs, because like I said, most of these top teams play with full-backs at bottom, which allows us to counter-attack them effectively. So it's important that we keep the two forward men as high as we possibly can. if Mata is playing as well. Obviously, we've got that out ball from Mata, the capabilities to find a pass. But just coming back on the Pogba point, it'd be interesting to see if the man marked Pogba like Marquinhos did. This was my major criticism in the PSG game. We didn't have an answer in the second half to Pogba getting man marked. Obviously, you saw in the first half he was getting man marked. There wasn't really a change in system, so it'd be interesting to see what happens if that does happen again. You know, you would expect Klopp to have some sort of plan to try and nullify Pogba, because he is the most important person in the Man United team going forward, because he is a conductor. Not only that, he drives with the ball, he creates chances, he practically is the most important person. He's the quarterback and the cam as well. It's quite crazy. We are very heavily reliant on him, so it's important that Herrera does consistently try to get into the box to give them another basically give them another thing to think about, because you saw with Chelsea, Herrera was trying to get forward as much as he possibly can. It just gives them another gives us another option as well, because at the moment, well, not at the moment, but in PSG, we look very scared against PSG, and I'm hoping that we don't have the same attitude against Liverpool, because we are quite aware of the sort of threat that they can possess going forward. So I hope we don't have the same sort of demeanour going into this game, because if we do, it means Herrera is going to be sat alongside Matic, and it's going to be very easy to nullify Pogba, because he's going to be the only sort of pivot. Obviously, if Matic is playing in the number 10 or the false 9, so to speak, then of course we have got a couple of other avenues and will benefit us a lot. I think that diamond formation was a masterstroke from Solskjaer, I've got to say, and it really did catch Chelsea out. They tried to do a job on Pogba, but when they did that, we had Herrera to pass it to, we had Mata, which obviously in time freed Pogba out, because they couldn't really just focus on Pogba, because we had other avenues, and that's the thing I'm trying to get at. It's important that we have other avenues and we're not so heavily reliant on Pogba to obviously create that sort of chance. But it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Nevertheless, I'm expecting to be a very tight game. I'm not going to this game overly confident. If someone was to say to me, would you take a draw? The only reason I would take a draw is because it does mean that Liverpool, of course, drop points. And at the end of the day, for me personally, in my head, I think obviously we'll get top 4, but it's important that we do stop them from winning the title. Most importantly, honest to God, if we lose this game, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. I can't lie. This is the one game we can't afford to lose. Obviously, there are other games that we can't afford to drop points on, but this is literally the biggest game of our season for me personally, because this is our chance of stopping Liverpool from winning the league, or at least having some form of impact and taking 3 points off them. So it's so important that the boys are up for it. The first 20 minutes for me are absolutely massive. Obviously, we need to come out the blocks firing. We are at home, where the team, with the fans are going to be behind us. Obviously, we're going to be in the ascendancy. We need to utilise that, because after that first 25 minutes, if they weather that storm, then they're going to grow into the game, and obviously they're going to start passing it around the front three and start to cause more problems. So what I'm saying is that we need to come out obviously firing, but we need to put pressure on. You saw against Paris Saint-Germain, we pressed them in the first 5 minutes, and after that we kind of stepped back and they control the game. If we see another performance like that, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. It's up to the players now really to step up, because obviously Solskjaer can only do so much. That aside, I am going to say 2-1 to Manchester United. Anyways, drop your score predictions in the comment section. I will reply. Drop a like, subscribe, all that stuff. It has been your boy Osman. Keep an eye out for watching on. Fingers crossed we can sort that out, but we'll see what happens. Come on, United! Come on!